Lately, the stock market has been very turbulent, particularly in the EV section. Tesla has been at the forefront of many downturns for electric vehicle companies. It seems that the stock of EV startup companies moves in tandem with the stock of Tesla. That is not a favorable omen for their future endeavors. Fortunately for Lucid, while Tesla put down the EV stock with them, Lucid was able to not only tank it, but also move in the opposite direction of the EV sector and finish up in the green. This is very positive for the company's future, since its stock is no longer dependent on the performance of the Tesla stock, as is the case with many other electric vehicle companies. But what was the cause for LCID's strong performance, even during a period when other EV stocks were underperforming? One of the reasons for this was the statement by Lucid that it will be building a new facility. What impact will it have on the company's long-term viability and ownership? Stay tuned to find out the answers. Welcome back to NewVehicleMedia, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder that subscribing is free and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and featured in our upcoming videos. Now that Lucid has successfully manufactured and sold automobiles in the US, the company's focus is moving to the facility located outside of the country. It has officially been announced for the first time that the Californian startup plans to build a manufacturing plant in Saudi Arabia. This is expected to be completed by 2025 or 2026. Details are now being worked out with many ministries around the kingdom. After a decade of development, Lucid Motors expects to begin producing vehicles in Saudi Arabia by 2025, as the Middle East's developing electric vehicle sector enters a new era of competitive nature. For the first time, a corporate official has acknowledged long-circulating reports regarding a Lucid facility in Saudi Arabia. A year ago, there was news about a certain spot in the Red Sea port city of Jeddah. According to reports at the time, the plans were advanced, but there were doubts, as they may still be altered because the planned city of Neom was presumably also considered as a possible option to Jeddah, but no final decision was made. These two cities are still being considered as potential destinations, with the King Abdullah Economic City in Jeddah being the most likely choice. The chairman declined to comment on the exact possibility of a site. The Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, PIF, which has maintained a share in Lucid Motors since 2018 and will fund a significant amount of money for the facility in King Abdullah Economic City. However, there are certain concerns. According to the announcement, one of the items remaining up for discussion is the precise ownership arrangement between Lucid and the Saudi Arabian partners involved. When it comes to corporate ownership, the organizational structure shifts in a larger sense. In the American manufacturer, PIF has boosted its shareholding to 62.7%. Yet, it is unclear how the ownership of facilities in the kingdom would be shared. What percentage of that facility will be under Lucid's control, knowing that perhaps the kingdom will be providing the lion's share of the cash for the project? The following clip highlights Lucid's ambitious plans to construct a plant in the kingdom, as well as the ownership negotiation process that proves to be a stumbling block.
Andrew Lewis, thank you very much for joining us on Bloomberg Television.
Nice to be here.
We are here in Riyadh, so let's start off with some of the local ambitions. When are we going to get the factory for Lucid here in Riyadh?
That's pretty quick. So obviously we're working very closely with the Ministry of Investment. They've obviously got a real program around automotive, and the Ministry of Industry, in cooperation with the Ministry of Investment, has been negotiating with us. We've announced our intent. We are working very hard on what percentage will be owned directly by us versus partners. Look, 2025, 2026, that type of time frame.
Following that, the head of the Lucid Supervisory Board revealed that the business is being hampered by a lack of components in its Arizona manufacturing plant. After the business began shipping the Air in October, it had to build 577 of the electric sedans. Of those, 520 would have to be Dream Editions, and then another 57 Grand Tourings, with the latter being the most potential for long-distance travel. The business may have met its stated delivery target of 520 Air Dream Edition, but the company's chairman remained oddly silent about it. He also spoke about the supply chain bottlenecks that have been plaguing the whole sector for quite some time, including Lucid. The following clip shows the chairman's affirmation to the supply chain limitations.
Lucid has also ambitious goals for deliveries. What are you seeing in terms of supply chain constraints that might hold back some of those goals?
Yeah, as I mentioned in the interview, I'm in a quiet period, so I can't talk about numbers at all. But I will say to you that, you know, if you think about when we first said we'd be producing to this very moment, we have had a start of production successfully in October, and, you know, we've got our prototypes, and now our cars are being delivered. I'm the recipient of one, and I want to tell you, I bought it at market price.
Okay.
It's in Florida. It's a phenomenal car, and I'm not saying that because I'm chairman. It is a phenomenal car, and I will tell you that we'll have a lot more to say to the market about the sorts of things we're seeing on the supply chain. But yes, we're experiencing supply chain issues.
That was the reason why production of these vehicles was restricted to 520 units, which were rapidly sold out as soon as the news went online. Manufacturing them in the kingdom would be beneficial for both Lucid and Saudi Arabia, as it would be a tremendous boon to the economy, job creation, and the achievement of Vision 2030 goals. Despite the fact that a fleet of Mercedes EQ electric vehicles is set to be in operation at NIO, apart from that, there are presently no electric vehicles available in Saudi Arabia, just hybrid versions, and there's no charging infrastructure for them, with the exception of a few spots, such as one of the malls in Jeddah. No law has been put in place in respect to infrastructure as of yet. Battery disposal and recycling facilities are also non-existent inside the kingdom's boundaries as well. If such is the case, electric vehicle adoption in the country will have a long and difficult path ahead. This is something that is likely to change when more Lucid's automobiles are put on the road in Saudi Arabia and other parts of the world. The company will begin manufacturing automobiles in Saudi Arabia as the Middle East's embryonic automotive industry sees a flurry of activity and the race for domination intensifies. Coming back to the United States, the demand for the Air sedan has increased as the vehicle has traveled throughout the country. Lucid launched the previously stated expansion of its Casa Grande manufacturing facility shortly after the commencement of Air production there. With the extension, the present manufacturing capacity of up to 34,000 electric vehicles per year will increase to 90,000 vehicles per year by the end of 2023. In addition to providing greater room for the manufacturing of the electric car Lucid Air, the expansion will provide capacity for the manufacturer's second vehicle, an electric SUV, being developed under the moniker Project Gravity. As a result of these expansions, both inside and outside of the state, the startup has the opportunity to place itself in a highly competitive position both against conventional manufacturers and against EV startups. Perhaps it is because of these developments that LCID has returned to trade in the mid-40s range of prices. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Lucid facility in the kingdom and how it will play out for the American business. Adrian believes that PIF made the right decision by investing in Lucid. Tesla is well aware that the startup has the necessary technology. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing is still free and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.